The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Wednesday, the 8th of October. We're looking at the Dow having gone positive, then down, then negative. Now it is up 7 at 46,610. I'm watching this Chapman Wave Inside Track repellent zone, and we're going to be watching this very closely. Why? Because if it starts to trade in the 47,000s this week rather than sliding into the 45,000s, that's going to be very impressive action. And it continues to show that this inside track, these two lines right here of the weekly chart is an attractor rather than a detractor. And that's really important. And on that, you see these wedge formations. If we can actually break out, if the Dow can break out above the trend line resistance this week, it'll be 47,250. If it goes above that, that's really impressive. My thinking is we're bumping to a lot of resistance, but it's rotational. So you only need one or two stocks to really move the market much higher. All right. Let's get going. We want to look at what the support level is. Certainly on the day, we went down to the 46,498 level. All I can say is if we start to trade in the 46,000, under 46,300 this week, then we can talk about some kind of a consolidation. And as I say, we have taken some insurance because we've had some absolutely fantastic gains. You just have to protect them some way or other. And if it means sacrificing any new position, I really wanted to take one or two new positions. I mean, one that I wanted to take in terms of the way it acted so well is RKLB, Rocket Lab. Let's see where it is today. Oh my, I wouldn't have got it because it gapped up. I didn't want to buy a gap. I wanted to buy a pullback. Here it is at an all-time high at 68.50. Only leg C in the daily, leg C in the weekly, and leg C in the monthly. 3 C's. Good action. At 66.06 right now, 4.55, up 7.5%. Nice. All right, let's get back to our story. So real quickly, because there are a lot of questions that have come in. So S&P right now, all-time high was yesterday. Today it is slightly under it, but the day is young. It's up 24 at 67.39.42. So one of the things that made me just a little bit, I would say a little bit cautious, is that the Dow, look at the notation in the Chapman Wave methodology. The objective is to get you to a D. From a D onwards, you start to look for some kind of reversal. When it went to a peak E, and it's kind of stalling there. Even now, it's only up 33. The S&P went to a leg D. It's still a leg D until the day closes. If it doesn't go above yesterday's high of 67.54.49, and the QQQ has rallied very strongly from a weak close yesterday. It's up 4.08 at 608.57. Yesterday's high was 608.82. And look, it's only a leg C in the weekly chart. And this narrow move, I really don't like to fight this particularly. It doesn't happen very often. Years and years ago, I'm talking about not years, I'm talking about decades ago, I believe it was either Merck or Lilly. I think it was Merck, had the smirk, because all it did is it had this very narrow trend line and an up channel, and it stayed with it. Look at this. Look at that. Just a narrow trend, and it keeps going small candles every week, but higher highs and basically, not all the time, but mostly higher lows. And it can do that for a long time. This is the most persistent and most progressive and most influential to the market type of channels that you can get. Let me just show you one more time. Look, here's the S&P. Look at the steadiness there. Look at that. Did I do it with a SPY? Yes, I will see with the SPY. I drew in the channel with the Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. And look how it keeps going to that line. And it's like it wants to hug. It's like a magnet line, right? So this magnet line it's very influential. Now let's go to the IWM. It's a little different there. IWM, a little different, only in that in this particular instance, it took a much longer time to get to the all-time high. But the actual weekly chart, and it made a peak, Ian, today it's not that great. It's up $1.07 at 245.26. But look at this with an insight right here. Instant restart, peak D, and this becomes an E, could be an E/A. But the higher you go after a peak D in that leg E, the less chance that it is an instant restart. There's a greater chance that it'll only go to maybe an F and a G and then pull back quite sharply. Meantime, we've got your triple top from November of 2021 at 244.46, November of 2024, 244.98, and October of 2025 at 248.48. So I'm watching this very closely. All right, let me just show you the E-mini. Gosh, I don't know why I didn't do that. It was just a perfect 2-click session, and I was so busy with our getting ready for the show, I didn't do a thing. And now a 5-minute chart leg B, 10-minute chart leg C, and leg D in the 1-minute chart. Beautiful action, just walking the 9-period moving average. Gosh, that is very impressive. All right, so we're looking at, and this is going to be quite important, the SMHs. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do it in the near term. I wanted to do this in the actual daily, weekly, monthly charts. So we go. Let me put that back. And now let's go right here. Yeah, look at this. The SMHs. SMHs lead the way up. SMHs lead the way down. That's my theory. Went to 348.23 all-time high on Friday. On Monday. Tuesday had a sharp pullback. Today it made a slightly lower low, and now it's running 4.17 and 341.22. A G/C. Now these G/Cs can, especially after an instant restart, which you had right there around about the 16th or so of September, they can very often go to a D. At D, that's when you get kind of cautious because there's a chance that you can now have a sharp pullback. The sharp pullback could be today's low, I don't know. But in the meantime, this is fantastic action. All right, so I'm done with all this, and what I wanted to do is just GDX, all-time high 3 days ago. Today it's up $1.43 at 78.41. I'm going to be monitoring this closely because a lot of what I'm looking at is suggesting that gold is getting, just on the daily chart, the weekly chart, yes, is very extended, but the speedboat is the daily. Actually, the speedboat's the 120. The daily is next, and then the weekly it's whatever happens in the daily, that's going to impact the weekly, and the weekly will impact the monthly. So I'm watching this very closely to see if we don't get to just under 80, or around about under 80, or maybe just over 80, and then for whatever reason, you start to see a sideways motion, and then you start to see lower highs and lower lows. I don't know what the gold is telling us at this particular point, but this spectacular move, and look at the dollar. Look, the gold is up, and the dollar is up 15 ticks. Leg C. I'll be back in a moment. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour. I believe I hear the music. I'm not sure if I hear the music.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Folks, we're back, and just a couple of things. So I was talking about the dollar just briefly. Right here, the dollar was rallying some. It's had a nice little short-term rally. This one's a little different to the others. You see the way the MACD has been rising since the low that was made around about July. So it's making higher highs. The MACD is rallying. The relatives, this gray, in the weekly chart, this gray RSI, Relative Strength Index, is starting to move very nicely. The stochastic is way higher. And the 9-period moving average, for the very first time, it is not yet it's closer, but it's not yet close enough to say it's going to turn green. But this is a new leg B. The previous one was much bigger. It had a bigger move, 96 to about 100. This one is about 90. It's also about 96 below the previous low. It's at 96.22 to where it is now at 98. It hit almost 99 today. This is different. So this is another clue to me, just to say, keep monitoring because there are some areas that are technically overbought just on a purely visual basis, and they're quite important. But at the same time, don't get too carried away, because you have to have bad news. If you don't have bad news, then any pullback is like a one-off, a sudden pullback. But I am watching this. And in the meantime, let me just quickly, I haven't updated this for a while. Let's see where it is. EUR-USD. This is the euro. Made a peak G/C in the weekly chart. A peak F in the daily. It's pulled back quite sharply. The weekly chart says the 9 still nicely over the 14, so that's still good. Monthly chart went to the target and leg F. Now, that could be an alternate count, F/C, doesn't matter. Right now, what I am looking at is the USD JPY, which usually travels in the same direction, not the same proportion, but the same direction, has, in this case, gone this is a much greater move. It's gone from 145.48, the low of the 17th September to 152 right now. I mean, that is very good action. So I'm just saying to myself, there are a couple of signs technically that are showing there is improvement in what was weak, like some of the currencies, like the dollar, etc., and like the yen. You've got gold in its own trajectory, doing absolutely. I mean, we're not complaining because we're still long gold and silver, but I have to tell you that it's just telling me. I mean, every day, why would a stock like CDE, Core Mining, which we've had since the 7s, trading right now at 19.82, why would it just, look at this, it's walking the 9-period moving average. It's not one of the great companies in the world. It's really it's a very good silver. It has some gold, but silver Core Mining from the Coeur d'Alene area. I mean, what's going on here? And every day when it looks like it's going to give a pullback, it's up 35 cents, 45 cents. Today it's up right now $1.06. $1.06 when it should be starting to pull back. Something is going on here. So this is now a leg G. There's an instant restart right here, yet another instant restart. And here we go, and we circle it like I always do, right there. So this becomes an alternate count, a G/C. So it's getting very close to where, on a Chapman wave notational basis, it should see a little bit of a pullback, and yet it refuses, absolutely refuses. Something is going on that we should know about. It is in the rotation of sequences through sectors. Yes, it was gold's turn. We saw that huge base it was forming, silver and gold. But the relentlessness of this, plus, look, if you look at AEM, this is Agnico Eagle Mines, all-time high 3 days ago, starting to stall a little bit. But look at that move. And this is a biggie. This is one of the great companies, 167.88 instant restart. So that's also in the weekly, monthly chart, could be, and the daily chart. I mean, I don't know. There's something going on. That's all I can say. And countries are buying the dollar. Maybe they see something internationally, geopolitically. I don't know. But I'm monitoring this to say, what clues are you giving us? And right now it's giving us a clue to say there could be in October something that the market just doesn't see, but it has to be bad news that the market perceives as really bad news, so that there's a sharp 400, 500 point Dow decline followed by another one and then another one. We haven't seen anything like it just yet. All right, don't want to get sidetracked. We've got high-grade copper doing okay. It's unchanged at 5.08. Had a nice rally from the 200-period moving average of 4.83. We've got Bitcoin, a huge rally, and then it just stalled dead. Boom. It goes to a leg D in the weekly chart, goes to Chapman wave, inside track repellent zone, and it gets repelled so far. We're watching it closely. ETH had a bit of a pullback yesterday, like the other Bitcoin area. This is Grayscale, Ethereum, and it's very slightly up at 9 cents today at 42.27, under the 45.79 high of August, I'm sorry. And then there was a very good rally, but it failed under that in the 45s, and now we're at. So I'm watching this closely because I think that this last big move in Bitcoin and Ethereum is just saying to me that must be monitored. That could be a single leg A to the upside that starts to fail. Ethereum has to hold 40 by Friday, otherwise it's going to give back a chunk. But if it's able to get to 42.78, maybe 43.10 by tomorrow or Friday, I'd say, well, save the day. It can have a high-level consolidation. All right, now, what am I? Okay. So the next, now, this is what I had. Questions came in about, let me just do, I wrote them down. Okay, AG was first. AG, peak A. This is 1, 2, 3. This is not inside. This is not in. There we go. Okay. Okay, so this is 3 bars. It took 4 bars to get above D, so you don't have an instant restart. So this is E/A. It could be A, right there. And now I can see that it's a B, a C, and today's got a D. So this is First Majestic Silver Core at a new recovery high, in leg D, and the weekly chart is G/C. And what do we have? We have monthly chart in C. So it's still very positive. Just technically, it's getting a little bit extended. So I would just say 12.48 is the major support. Next one that was someone mentioned McDonald's is not doing well. Let me see what McDonald's. Whoa! It did make a peak D in the weekly chart. Yeah, there you are. So my rule of thumb is the G. When you get to a G, always put G/C, because there's a very good chance it has a pullback. Then it makes the D, and at that point you might get your biggest sell-off. Lo and behold, that's exactly what happened in the 318, 319 area. What was the exact number? McDonald's MCD 319.43 on the 4th of September, and now it's trading down at 294. Yeah. So this is one of those situations where the defensive area, which was looking just so fantastic earlier on this year, is now looking very poor. Do I hear music? If I do again, I haven't even finished what I wanted to do, which is, let me just do this again. Sound, SOUN, is trading very nicely to the upside. I love the look of this stock. Soundhound. I'll be right back. Basil Chapman, Titan Emissions Hour, Dow's up 81.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
So SoundHound AI, this is in 19.29, up $1.03. Another one that I've liked a lot. We don't have it. I'm calling this an E right here in the daily chart. It could be an alternate count, but there's no need to keep that just alphabetically going A, B, C, D, E. But in the daily chart, in the weekly chart, that was an instant restart right there. So I don't have any choice. I have to give it an alternate count at G/C. Nothing wrong. Everything's good. I would prefer if the stochastic at 77 in the weekly chart was at 82%, over 80%, but this is where it is. But meantime, and actually the daily is only at 76%. So this is acting very well. I'd like all the technicals to be in sync, but this is doing well. The 18.10 to 17.60 area is initial support. Under 17, it's a problem, but right now it's doing very well. That was that. Next question was about FIG. Now, I looked at FIG yesterday, was the last night. FIG, because there are a number of FIGs. There's FIGS and FIG, Figma Inc., up very sharp today. I was intrigued with this because there was an IPO just around about the 23rd, 24th of August, and then it made an all-time high at the IPO in the 70s. It comes tumbling down to the 50 level, just under 50, just a week and a half ago, and here it is at 69. I'd say a 20-point gain is pretty darn good from the low that was made. This is the low in the short term. That should take it higher. Weekly chart needs a little bit of work, but that could be the low of importance if it can hold all the way through October without going below 49.53. Now, what's really important about this, what I was looking at yesterday is, I said to myself, how is this gap going to be filled? And why was that gap from the 3rd of September trading with a low of 65.54 the very next day? The low is, the high is 57.35 because the high is 57.35. So the high is, 57.35. So that's a huge gap. And what it's done from yesterday to today is just fill that gap. This means that whatever happened on that way down is negated by the fact that we've gone higher. Now, what I like to see is that you fill the gap. You don't do anything other than maybe tag the gap for a day or two or a bar or two, but you immediately go above it, meaning that the low of the 3rd of September of 65.54 is your benchmark, because staying below it means, now you're kind of stuck again. What you want to do is actually go above this candle high of the 22nd of August, and that is at 78, round number high, and you want to, let's see what the all-time high was. 91, all-time high, round number. Wow, these round numbers can give you so much information. All-time high was 91, round number high. I always put that in. Okay, I usually make it red, don't have time. All right, so this is starting to move very nicely, Figma. The other one is FIGS. If I remember correctly, FIGS is the uniforms, when you see these green uniforms, the surgeons wear them, in the hospitals they wear them, and that's called FIGS Inc. I think this is the one that is the, I won't call them uniforms, but I guess they are uniforms. And it came out as an IPO. Within a month, it screamed up to the 50 area. I don't think that was a round number. Then it comes tumbling down to the most latest iteration of the down move, and it's in the 350s, and here it is doubling to 7.11. Okay, this one is different. This one's going to take quite a bit of work. I think there's a lot more fundamental that needs to take place. That's what it's looking like. ECDE made a peak E high, and now it's pulled back. Let me just put it this way. If FIGS, FIGS, that's different to FIG. If FIG's trading at 7.11, up 9 cents today, if it's able in October, instead of plunging below 5, no, I'm going to make it 640. If it goes under 640 at any time in October, that's going to be a problem. But if it's able to get to 763, that's going to be very good action. All right, just make it as simple as possible. And then UNH was United Health. Now, I wondered about this. So Buffett comes along, and he takes a big stake, evidently, in this. And this is after we hear, and then afterwards we hear that there could be lawsuits, legalities in the way that business was, the way business was operated. And yet, if Buffett takes it, I'd be really surprised if he thought that the legality part of it was an issue, because once the legal side kicks in, man, that can put a cap on any stock. It's hugely expensive, and it's a big problem. But look what it's done from the low that was made right there. That was the low, 234.69 on the 1st of August. And I said, you know what? This has some, not all, but just some of the characteristics of a Chapman wave. It's called Chapman wave climactic low reversal. So you got price, huge price. You've got the price goes down, 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 and then it gaps, or it just really tanks. And it's like everyone throws the baby out with the bathwater. That's a horrible expression. Throws out all the shares, and the next thing you know, it turns around, and next moment it's higher than where you were. It hasn't quite done that. And I thought, okay. And then the moment I was about to say to subscribers, hey, I think this is worth, it didn't have the huge climactic volume reversal, but it did have somewhat. And then it came out with legalities. I said, I don't want any part of it. And yet, look what it's done. It didn't fill the gap. It just touched the gap, and then it continued higher. And here it is all the way up at 371. I'm going to say to you, 140-point move. That's over a 50% gain. This is really good. They exceed the weekly chart. So all I can say is I'm not the one right now to say that it's got the legalities, watch out. I'm just saying price says that if it goes to 379, the 200-period moving average of 383.32 becomes a magnet. It must hold on any pullback. 357, it's a 372. That's a big number, but I'm saying 357 is the 9-period exponential moving average. So that was just the question was, what about UNH? Now the other one was, where did it go? Tesla. So Tesla, I'm looking at this last night. I'm seeing it. It pops stuff that comes up, and it talks about the new low price Tesla. And I'm saying, wait, it hasn't got. So you're paying for less. You're paying for less, and you're getting less. I don't know about that, but it's a spectacular move. 70%.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Although we're back, I just needed to scan something to see. I did that. All right. Good. BULL. So BULL, I always look at this and always forget what it is. BULL. Yeah, this is the Webull Core. This is a digital investment platform. So it looked good about a week ago, pops up to the 15s, and now it's trading in the 11s. Ooh, this is not a good chart. Why? Because you see this H pattern in the weekly. So this is what I would recommend. When this is moving up, that's when I would just start a little position. But in this case, I probably would say it needs to fill the gap. Not moving up is not good enough. It needs to close above this low, the low of yesterday, which is at 1279. I don't know if this is something worth shorting. The way it looks right now, looks like it wants to go lower. But all I can say is that if it's able to close above, well, if it gets above 13.64, all the technicals have so much work to do to be able to get it positive. I'd have to give it 2 bars, 2 strong up bars, preferably closing over 12.79. Closing above 12.79 for 2 days says, okay, maybe now it can have a decent bounce, but it looks terrible. I'm being polite. It looks terrible. Now, the stock I was going to buy today, but I decided not to, was TGB. Another one, I wouldn't have got it because it kind of gapped up. It opened at 423. I was looking more at 4, I think it was 19 or something like that. It closed yesterday at 416, yeah, within 3 or 4 cents, yeah. I wouldn't have got it, but now it's going towards the leg D, which I'm anticipating is going to do about $4.32. Today's high is 432. One more penny, it starts leg D. At that point, I would not say, be careful. I would say how it digests these gains. It's already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the reason why I liked it. It held the 9-period moving average. It's acting pretty nicely right now. This is Seiko Mines. And I looked at SECO, and that had a pullback, and now it's gone to the D. There are, what do I say? After an instant restart, consider that the G has to be called G/C and it should go to a D. We've gone to the D. We've done it. We've almost missed it by 1 penny so far in TDG. We've done it in Southern Copper, copper molybdenum, zinc, lead, silver, gold, Mexico, Peru. It has everything. This is one of the best Southern Copper together with FCX. And then I was asked recently, do I think this is a buying opportunity? I said, yes, get started. You can always add to it. And that was in the 38s, and here it is at 42. And we didn't get it. But anyway, this is acting very nicely. There was a buying opportunity, a terrible tragedy for Freeport-McMoRan Copper. Yeah, so all I'm saying is, yes, TGB is acting very well. Just visually, it looks a little toppy, but technically, I mean, look at this. MACD is just deflected higher. Stochastics is almost 79, which is very close to 80%. 9 is way over the 40. No, it looks great. It looks very good. I would just say, at any time in the next 2 weeks, if it starts to close under $3.75, then it's going to take a bit more of a breather. All right, I hope that helped you. Next question came in. 30 minutes or 60 minutes. I'll get to that in a moment. Okay. 432. Yes, very nice. QBTS. Yes, another one that I like very much. QBTS. Here it is. This is D-Wave Quantum. It was interesting. I saw something mentioned last night on D-Wave, and I said, oh, D-Wave. I never remember because it should be DWAV or something, but it is this QBTS, D-Wave Quantum Computing. So I'm going to just put you D-Wave is QBTS. Make a big note. Now I've written it down. I'll remember that. D is Q. Okay. So this is leg E, had a very nice move to 39.65, 39.53 today, pulling back a bit. Looks great. I wouldn't be surprised if it digests gains to the 30. If it takes out 34 by this coming Tuesday, then it's going to have a digestive phase. Right now, it's still in the sweet spot. Not all the stocks that are like Quantum and the AIs and the ones that were spectacular over the last month. Some of them are starting to slow down a little bit. This one's still going, and it looks very good. So what would be my target on the upside? I don't have one because this is basically brand new into this area. All I can say is that stocks that get into the 35 to 36 area often go quickly to 42. This one kind of stalled at the high that was made just today, 39.53. Yeah, there's a 42 would be my target for the next week or two. But in the meantime, I'm also saying to you, be careful. A close under. I'm going to make it 33.50. 33.50 will be a problem. All right, the next question. Oh, the NVIDIA. NVIDIA question was asked about you had a peak D. Do you think it's going to go higher than the peak D of 191.05? And the answer is, I've got this as a leg C in the weekly chart with the Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone, just slightly higher highs and higher lows. But from the technicals that I'm looking at, I actually see it going to a D, and my target would be 193 to 195 in the near term, meaning into next week, if it can do that. Most importantly, a close under 181, that's 7 points lower, says, dreaded H pattern potential, be careful, and that's all I'm looking at. I think NVIDIA, in a way, is just getting a little toppy. It's still, look at that, I mean, it's still a spectacular chart. Next question came in, let me just see. BLD, I'm not sure if it was a question for me. Otis Worldwide, OTIS. Let me just see. I love looking at Otis, but every time I forget, I look back and I say, "Oh God, look at the move." In this case, it's a move up in the daily chart. Peak ABC, then it stalls, then it goes to a D, and then it goes to an E. So this is an E right now. Oops, an uppercase on the way up. And the weekly chart, that peak F up in the 106 area, back in maybe March, February, look at that, sharp pullback, and now starting to another move to the upside. I keep my eye on Otis because I'm looking at skyscrapers. I mean, every single day just about I get a notification about a new skyscraper, the tallest in the city, the tallest in the state or the country. And all I'm saying is this is the area that should be very good. And I'm surprised that it's had such a big pullback from the 106 area down to the 84. 20 point, over 20% pullback. So this is that's all. So right now,
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi, folks, in this final segment before you go to Steve Rhodes, and of course, should be a great show as always with Steve. I'm looking at a number of things. And basically, I'm using the Chapman wave methodology now to say when you get to a certain point, be aware that that's where you could start to have some kind of weakness, but to get a weakness that is not just purely on a technical basis, to have it fundamental, you need to have a story. Whatever the story is, it needs to envelop the market so that it starts off like page 4, it goes to page 3, 2, 1, and then all of a sudden that page 1 the headlines just get bigger and bigger. We haven't got anything like that. There are a lot of signs that this could happen and that could happen, but you need the reality. And the VIX is really the thing that will tell you. And at this particular point, the VIX is just saying, look, I've been rising. I'm making even a cup-shaped pattern at this particular point, the daily chart, a bowl-shaped kind of a curve in the weekly chart. But nothing happens until you actually see a price point that says, aha, now the VIX is active. And that'll only happen if it starts to get into the 18s. It's at 16.68 right now. And then at some point goes to the 20s and then high 20s or 30s, and you get your climactic move. That takes a while. The quicker that it starts to get very sharply higher, the sooner you're probably going to be alleviated of this pressure of the VIX and you'll start to see buying again. So I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, all right, we've taken a little bit of insurance because we've had such good positions. I don't know what else to do. I would have liked a couple of new positions today. I wouldn't have got them because at least two of the stocks that I wanted gapped up and doing very nicely. There are still buys, but there are some signs right now for me that says getting a little tired. Just be careful. So we're taking a little bit of insurance, and that's what we're looking at right now. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow. Check out my opening call daily newsletter, and Tommy will start us off tomorrow at 9. I'll be at 10. Have a great day.